Hi team, now we're going to talk about general categories of vaccine ingredients. So up on the board I've drawn a vial of vaccine, it's a liquid, and notice that this is our final product. So these are not the ingredients that went into making the antigen, but these are the ones that are actually found in amounts in the final product. So first category is of course our antigen, and that's there to elicit a pathogen-specific immune response. The next category is only found in some vaccines, not all, so please take a note down. Preservatives are not found in all vaccines, just some. And these are there as antimicrobial agents. So that means that it's going to kill off contaminants of bacteria or fungi or other microbes. The next category are called stabilizers. Stabilizers are really important ingredients because remember, when we inject this vaccine into a patient, we want every single patient to get the exact same amount of antigen or dose of the vaccine. So stabilizers are there to form a matrix that prevents antigens from either clumping to themselves or clumping to the actual wall of the vial. So I've drawn up here, this is kind of what a matrix looks like if we zoomed in on it, and it forms these, kind of like this, where the antigen can be put right in between this matrix so that there can be an even spread of antigen throughout the whole vial, and also so it doesn't stick to the sides. Really important. The next category is also not found in all vaccines, but just some. So some antigens are not able to by themselves stimulate a long-term memory response. We don't know exactly why per se, and we'll get into that later, but some antigens need some help to get to that memory response. So adjuvants are typically parts of the innate immune response that's also added into the vaccine to really kickstart innate immunity. So these could be other PAMPs, so not necessarily related to our pathogen antigen over there, but PAMPs from, like, for example, a bacterial cell wall. So we talked about LPS as part of a bacterial cell wall. Sometimes this is added into the vaccine to help stimulate the innate immune response, which we found has led to better memory response to our antigen of interest. The last category that we'll talk about are antibiotics. Addition of antibiotics into our vaccine product is really important because, again, remember, we're injecting this into a patient. We do not want that to be contaminated with bad bacteria. So the antibiotics are really important for keeping the vaccine clean and making sure that unwanted bacteria are not introduced into the patient. So the last thing I'll put in there is if we looked at the package insert for vaccine products, which is not meant to be an informational piece of paper for the public, it's meant actually as a legal document for the company that's selling the vaccine. But anyways, if you looked on there, there's a whole list of ingredients, and you'd see these categories, but you'd also see other things that are actually not found they're only found in trace amounts in the final vaccine product. And that means that these ingredients went into making of the antigen and they were washed away, and there's like less than 1 parts per million, less than 1 parts per billion even, of these ingredients. Now, of course, the company has to list it on the package insert, but that does not mean that it's in the final vaccine product to amounts that would be a safety concern. And we're going to talk about that more in videos to come. So next we'll go into some specific examples of these ingredients, and definitely the ones that you should memorize.